Wrong. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Good evening, Yarnies, Dirty Hookers, and Fiber Fiends. How are we doing this evening? Sorry I wasn't able to stream last night. I had technical issues. The camera wouldn't work in OBS. I tried everything I could. It took me about an hour and a half or so to get it figured out. So that was fun last night. But we have it all fixed, ready to go. What we were going to do last night, we're going to do tonight. I know I've been promising to do the needlepoint piece that everybody voted on back before the holidays. This will be coming. Okay, we gotta get all these things fixed with technical, and so I have not forgot about the needlepoint. What we're going to be doing tonight is the cable stitch. A couple people have asked about the cable stitch. I don't know if they're here at the moment, but I'm going to be teaching the cable stitch, a real basic version of it. They can get real intricate and involved, but I'm going to do a real basic one. And I'm going to catch up with chat. Just a Curious Brain Cell got first, and thank you for the lurk, MS Creates. If you're not following MS Creates, you need to follow MS Creates. MS Creates makes the cutest, adorable artwork. She shared some things in my Discord in the past. Super, super adorable stuff. I will give her a shout out. Very cute, whimsical, lots of animals, lots of kind of storybook. So there should be something popping up here soon. Oh yeah, this clip doesn't have audio to it. This was a Halloween one. So she's done people, she's done animals. I was lurking in her stream earlier. I think she's actually streaming at the moment. She was doing some stickers, some cute stickers, and she was actually teaching how to draw, how to do basic, take basic shapes and to draw basic images, or I don't know what the word would be. So definitely check out MS Creates, a great, great streamer. Let's see here. Hey there, Norfairy. I'm pretty good. Hey, Zorm Dazzle. Hey there, Spy Guy. Thank you for the lurk. Everybody check out that Spy Guy. He also streams. He does diamond painting and cross stitch, and he'll probably be streaming later on this evening, I think. It's Wednesday. It's Wibbly Wobbly Wednesday, I think. I think that's what Wednesdays are. So I'm going to give out Spy Guy a shout out, and I know I'm catching up with chat. Yes, that was Spy Guy. Definitely check him out. He does sing on his channel, and you're hearing this from me first. He does not play the kazoo on his stream. So I just want to make that clear that there is no kazoo playing. Just a Curious Brain Cell's doing all right. Waiting for the second round of snow. Oof. Yeah, we might be getting stuff on Friday. I hope it's not. Hopefully, Hey there, Waveside Baker. How are you doing? Um, let's see. Hey, Clay Miko, did you cut what little hair you had? Yes, I did it this morning. Um, I do my own, as you know, Clay Miko, and it's anyone else. Um, Story behind that, I've got a hair trimmers, and it's got attachments that does like the wide ones for your head and a smaller one for your face. Well, the wide one, it works, but it makes this rattling, horrible buzzing sound. I think the screw is loose. Not the only thing here that's a screw loose, but it wasn't cutting. It wasn't doing anything right, and I don't have a separate one to switch out. I do have two of the smaller ones for facial, so I had to use that. It worked great. It just took me a little longer. So yes, it's a lot more manageable. It was getting I mean, I'm going bald, but the stuff I had, it was no, it had to go. It had to go. Blue goes better with your purple shirt. Oh, change glasses. So okay, so you want blue. So you want blue. Alrighty. You you know the colors, so you didn't even have to have me show what the colors are. But alrighty, we will switch to blue, and I don't think I have a time limit on this. I think I have it until somebody redeems it again. I think that's how I have it set up. Maybe I could be wrong. Give me 1 second. Let me take a little look. I'm just curious. Let's see what this says over here. Yeah, it just says change them. It doesn't say like a time limit. I mean, there are 30 minutes between redemptions, but all right, let's catch up with chat. Coldest freaking day of the year, and he shaves his head. It doesn't bother me. Okay, yes, I know that's a line from the Frozen song. It doesn't bother me. It actually feels good to have no hair when it's cold out. Hey there, Black Rose. How are you? I think you actually might have been somebody who had was interested in seeing how to do cable stitching, if I remember correctly. So we're going to be doing some cable stitching. And hello again, Waveside Baker. At Grammy, that was my thought too. Well, you know, I am a little weird. Get your yarn? Okay, yeah. Get anybody who's want to crocheting along. Get out yarn. It could be whatever yarn you're using and whatever hook. There is no specific, whatever one that you would normally use with that type of yarn. So pair them up. Again, if you want to use a bigger hook than what you normally do, that could help too, because these stitches can be a little. You're going to be doing some front post stitches. So if you do have. Hi there, Notewood. Welcome in, Moth and Notewood. So if you are going to be doing any of this and you want to see where things go, maybe use a larger hook than normal, because we're going to do a lot of front post stitches. Hot blooded, check it and see. Yes. Waveside's going to be starting tomorrow. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Again, Waveside, I know I've talked to you off stream. If you need any help, let me know, and I can help you with that. That's why the cold doesn't bother me. Yes. Alrighty. Oh, that's a cute little emo. Oh, that's a little koala dancing. That's cute. I've seen the goose. At least I think that's a goose with its neck back. Ow, that hurts. Don't do that. Okay, let me bring the music back. And we're going to be doing the cable stitch. Oh, my camera angle. Bear with me, everybody. Everything's a little weird. Alrighty. Actually do, and I could use all the help I can get. Well, I can only help you in certain areas like crochet. So this is what we're going to be doing. This is just a small sample of it. You can make this as long as you want, and of course as wide as you want. It looks fancy. It is a one-sided, so the stitch will be on the decorative stitches on the front. The back looks like this, so there does a right and a wrong side. It does make a thicker stitch because you're doing front post stitches 2 rows down to give these longer. There is, what is it? Front post triples. Yeah, I think there are only front post triples in this one. There are some patterns that have front post double triples and so on. An example of cabling, if you remember back in the fall when we were doing the pumpkins, this has cabling. So this is a little more advanced because you're doing it in the round. But the inside is smooth and flat. So it's the same type of thing. There's a right and a wrong side. So this is almost the same, but it's a slightly different stitch count on what you do. So we're not doing the pumpkin tonight. We're just doing basic, simple cables. Periodically in the chat, there will come up a link that says cable. At least I think it should say should be coming up. Yes. Anytime if you want the pattern that I'm going to be referencing, exclamation point cable will get you that pattern. And let me bring this up if you want to follow along. This is from a blog called Oh, thank you, Nightbot. Blog called The Unraveled Mitten. And we're going to start. So I'm going to use some gray yarn. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. If you're not able to see the stitches, let me know and I can find a lighter color yarn. Because that's the problem we always have with some of these is the colors and seeing everything. So I knew to go a little bit on the lighter side. Alrighty, if everybody is ready, all we're going to do to start with is we're going to chain 8. So just a basic chain of 8. And that is to get you a width of this. Again, we're only doing a sample. You can obviously do it longer if you want to do a piece that has multiple chains. You can figure that all out, but to do this repeat. So again, I'm going to do this section here. If you want to do more of them, you'd figure out the math to do a wider piece. Again, this is just an intro to chains, to cabling, not chains. Alrighty. So we have our 8 chains. And I will wait until everybody is ready, whoever's stitching along. I don't want to go ahead. Hey, there's Upcycling. Look, Lark, who's awesome. Cubba's awesome. I shall be in the shadows over yonder. Thank you for the Lark. And I really, really like that little intro. Again, if you're not following Upcycling, again, another great streamer and a Team Moco Loco member. Go and check her out. Let's see what clip they're gonna. Oh, the cat sweater one. I can talk over this one because there's no audio. I don't like talking over them if they have some audio playing. Let's read what this says. In the land of Twitch, there's a crafter named Up who turns old bags to treasures. Oh, what a setup. With hooks and with yarn, they crochet with glee from morning till dawn, crafting so cozily. No past streams to watch, but don't you feel down. Just catch them live in their upcycling town. So join Upcycling and craft something swell in their cozy stream corner where all's more than well. She takes trash and turns it into treasure. That is her little tag, her tagline. So let's go and support her. She streams a lot during the morning, occasionally an evening stream. Alrighty, so we've got our 8 chains. So we have 8 chains. We're going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. Now, that sounds a little, what's the word? Not normal. Normally, if you're going to do a half double crochet, you would skip 2 chains and chain and work in the third. That's not a rule that's set in stone. For this pattern, we're going to chain 8. We're going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So let me just double check. I've got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to skip the first chain, and in the second chain, do a half double crochet. And again, a half double crochet, for those of you who don't know what a half double crochet is, we're going to yarn over. And we're going to put the hook into the stitch, bring up a loop, and pull through, and 3 loops on the stitch on the hook, and then yarn over and pull the yarn over through all 3. That's a half double. So you're going to half double in the second chain from the hook and in the remaining. When you get all done to the end of the row, you should have 7 half double stitches because we skipped the very first one. So there's number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't like that song. So all we have done is we have chained up 8. Wow, look at that. Good Two Shoes is on a 5-stream streak. Woohoo! Thank you for the lurk, Good Two Shoes. Thank you very much. I always want to call you Goody Two Shoes. That was a song in the early 80s by a I don't know what type of music you would call that. Punk? No, it's not really punk. An artist named Adam Ant. I think a one-hit wonder. Anyway, I digress. So we have either is fine. That's what it is. That either is fine. That is what it was supposed to be. Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. All right, so we have chained 8, and in the second chain from the hook, we have done a half double, and in the remaining chains, we do half doubles. So we'll have a total of 7 half double crochets. And I will let everyone catch up to that. Hopefully you can see my stitches really good. This is as far as I can zoom in. I am I don't know how well that's going to work. At some point, I could lower the camera. I think it's going to be too close. You ready? Alrighty. Okay, so we are going to chain 1 and turn, or if you are a turner, then chain 1, you could do that. Either way, it's 1 chain as a turning chain. So now we're going to half double crochet in the first stitch that's cut where the turning chain is. Let's get my little pointer. Here's my turning chain. This first stitch here, we're going to half double crochet into that stitch. And now we're going to half double crochet in the remaining stitches. Again, you will have 7 stitches when you get to the end of the row. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th one is in your turning chain from the previous row. So all we've done is 2 rows of half double crochet, 7 stitches per row. After you get down to that point, you're going to chain 1 and turn. And for row 3, when we go to do row 3, this is where the cables start. So this is where we're going to have to pay attention. And before we do this, I'm going to stretch these out so we can kind of see what we're going with. So if we look at these stitches, this is the row we just did, and this is the first row we did. And we got to find these posts, the vertical up and down ones. And we're going to, let me just double check. Okay. We're going to center our attention on the first row we did, right here at the bottom, and these posts. There should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the one on the far right is 7. This was a turning chain, so we're not going to really count that one right now. So just keep that in mind. We're going to keep in mind that very first row of post of the stitches. Okay, so we turn 1 and we chain, and we're going to half double crochet in our very first stitch. Throughout this entire piece, our first stitch and our last stitch are going to be half double crochets. They are kind of like the frame, the edgings of them. So all along the first one and the last one of each row are going to be half doubles. All right, so we've chained 1. Well, not chained 1. We chained 1 and turn, half double in the very first stitch. Now we're going to front post triple around the second stitch but 2 rows below. So let me show you what that means. So when we're going to do a triple, so we're going to end up wrapping our hook twice. So keep that in mind. So imagine we wrap the hook. I'll do that when we actually go to do it, but I'm going to show you here. So we've done a stitch here. We're going to go to the next stitch over, but 2 rows down in this post. So not this post, but this post here. So you're going to do a front post triple around this post of the stitch. And I'll show you how that's done. Gonna yarn over twice, so we have 3 loops, the 2 yarn overs and the loop we already had on the hook. So I'm going to hold that there, and we're going to find the next stitch, and then we're going to go down 2 rows, and it's this vertical post that's right here. So we still have the 2 wraps. We're going to go into the fabric and put the hook behind that post of that stitch. So recap what we're doing. I'm going to yarn over twice. I'm going to find the next stitch and go down 2 rows. 1, 2. And around the post of that stitch, we're going to do a front post triple. So all we're doing is putting the hook so it's behind that stitch. It's called front post because the post of the stitch is in front of the hook. And we're going to yarn over and bring it through. So now we have 4 loops on the hook. And all we're going to do is a triple. So you're going to yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. That is your front post triple. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing around the very next stitch. So still 2 rows below. So we're going to wrap twice because it's going to be a triple. And we're going to go front post. So that means the stitch is in front of the hook. So put your hook in through the back side and then out around that post. And then yarn over and bring that yarn over through the stitch. You should have 4 stitches on your hook. And now you're just going to finish the triple. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. Does that make sense? If anybody needs me to redo these stitches here, let me know. That makes sense? Okay. One little thing to keep in mind, if anybody is interested in the future doing mosaic crochet, you're going to do similar things to this. You're not necessarily going to do triples, but it's the same type of thing. You're going to have stitches. These stitches here that we just made are going to actually be lying on top of what we've done previously. So same thing in mosaic, you're going to do that. The cabling that we're doing tonight is different. We're going to literally add a twist. All right. So for this piece, we've got we got a half double in the first stitch, and then the next 2 stitches are front post triples around the stitches from 2 rows below. Okay. This part here is what, to keep track, remember every row for this piece is going to have 7 stitches. Stitch count's important with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this up and I'm going to count. I'm going to find where I have the very first half double crochet. It's in that stitch there. And then these next 2 stitches we're going to skip. We're skipping these is because those front post triples that we just did are going to lie over top of it. You're not going to see those stitches from the front side. So you're going to skip those 2. And in the very next one, so you skip 2, in the very next stitch, we're going to do a half double. So let's yarn over once, go into that stitch, bring it up, 3 on the hook, yarn over through all 3 stitches. So now we do that. Once we put that half double there, these all lay nice and flat and in a line. So it's going to be a nice even top of our row here. So we're going to count back. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches here. Remember, each row is going to have 7 stitches. So we're going to end up doing 3 more stitches. All right, so after we do that half double crochet, we're now going to do a front post triple crochet around the stitch that's 1 row over. So find the next stitch, but 1 stitch over and 2 rows down. So again, front post triple. So you're going to wrap your hook twice and then find this next stitch and go 2 rows down. So it's the same row as these 2 were done in. So yarn over twice. So we have 3 on the hook. Find that stitch and count down. So down to this and do front post. So put the hook in so the stitch is in front of the hook. Yarn over, bring it through. 4 on the hook. Wrong. I don't think I wrapped the right amount of times. Wait a minute, did I? Actually, I did. Okay, so yarn over twice. Bring it over. Okay, yes, 4 on the hook. Yarn over through 2. Yarn over through 2. And yarn over through 2. I was confusing myself. I did it right, but my brain was thinking I did it. All right, so we did a front post triple crochet around the stitch. That's 1 stitch over, but 2 rows down. And we're going to do the same thing for this next one. So yarn over twice, find the next stitch, which our next stitch is right here. And then 2 rows down. It's going to be right next to the one we just did. Front post. So that means the stitch goes in front of the hook. Yarn over. Yarn over, pull through. 4 on the hook. Yarn over through 2. Yarn over through 2. Yarn over through 2. So there is our front post triple. So we count. Let's count. We did 1 half double, a front post triple, a half double, a front post triple, and a front post triple. That's only 6. So now we have to do is in our turning chain here, is we're going to do a half double crochet stitch in that turning chain. And that gives us 7 stitches. So does that make sense? So this row, again, we chain 1 and turned. I'm going to go over through what we did here. Chain 1 and turn. The very first stitch gets a half double. The next 2 are front post triples around the stitch, but 2 rows below. So these stitches here can actually put the knitting needle underneath those stitches are laying on top of the stitches from the previous rows. So we have 1 half double. The next 2 are front post triples around the stitches that are 2 rows below. The next one is just a half double in the very next stitch on the same row. And then the next 2, again, are front post triples around the post of the stitches 2 rows below. And our last stitch is a half double into that last stitch, which is the turning chain from the previous row. I hope I haven't confused everybody so far. This does take a little while to get your brain around it. That right there is probably some of the most difficult ones to do because you're going around the front, the post of half doubles. When we do the next chains, we're actually going to go around these stitches here that we made. You're going to be able to see them a little bit better when we keep going with the cable. This is just the very beginning. Yeah, it is kind of confusing. If anybody needs me to rework this row, let me know now. And you can see if you did it right, because if you turn your work on end like this, we all know, or if you don't, with crochet, all crochet stitches mostly will form these little V's when you look at on end, and you should have 7 V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how, it's an easy way to count how many stitches you have per row, if you're able to turn it on edge. Sometimes you get a 3-dimensional thing, it's kind of difficult to do. But with a flat piece, you can easily do that. You're with me? Okay. So if everybody is ready, so that was row 3. We're now going to chain 1 and turn, and every stitch is going to get a half double. Now, just keep in mind, the easiest way I found doing this is if I hold it and I look at those V's, because sometimes if they're like this, especially when they get into stitches like in here, you're not going to be certain where to put the hook. So we chained 1 and turn. We're doing a half double. So here's my first V. I'm going to do a half double there. So that's 1. I'm going to go into my next one. It's 2 and 3. And I'm not doing this for the camera. I'm looking at it myself. And go into the next one, and next one, and the next one. And don't forget that turning chain that's here on the end gets 1 also. They're all half doubles. That's how every other row is going to be. When you're working on the back side, it's just half doubles all the way across. So that part's easy. There's no weird stitches, it's just basic half doubles. So that was row 4. Row 5, when everyone's ready, I can show you what row 5 is going to be. Again, it's going to be chain 1 and turn. So I will do that. So you can kind of see right here, it's those edge stitches. They're half doubles on each edge. They're forming like a border, I guess. It kind of frames the all these raised stitches here. The cabling is really good for, yes, you've probably seen cable knit sweaters. That's knit. They do cabling. You could do cable crocheted sweaters. Be a good decoration for a scarf. So imagine this really long whole length of the scarf, and the sides are different. There's regular, more basic stitches, I guess. This could be a detail on a hat. I could even see this. You make this as long as your circumference of your hat, and then you turn it on its side, and you stitch into there and form the hat. So this could be the brim, but instead of going vertically, it could be horizontal. It could be a headband. There is a pattern. If anybody's interested, we could do a pattern of this, of a simple headband. The same blog that this is from, they have a headband pattern. We can do that at a later date. We can make the headband. All right, so if we're all ready, we've chained 1 and turn, and the very first stitch gets a half double crochet. Again, like I said, when you're working on the right side, so the cable side, the first and last stitches are always half doubles. This is where the fun part comes in. So now we're going to skip the next 3 stitches. And if you need a stitch marker, use a stitch marker. So I'm going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to mark just here that 4th stitch. Okay, we're going to be doing a front post double triple. That sounded like a lot of information there. All that means is we're going to wrap our hook 3 times. Again, a little background. You heard me, Waveside. A little background. So, if we're going to do a single crochet, we're not going to wrap the hook. If we're going to do any stitch that has the word double in it, just a double, so a double crochet or a half double, we're going to wrap once. And these are US terms, everybody. So we're going to wrap once. That's for our double. If we're going to do any type of triple crochet, so a regular triple crochet, we're going to wrap 3 times. I mean, we're going to wrap twice. So there's 3 loops on the hook, our starting loop, and 2 more wraps. So that's for our triple. And a double triple is we're going to wrap 1 more time. So you're going to wrap your hook 3 times. In addition to those 3 wraps, you have your starting loop. So you have 4 loops on the hook. That is a front. That's going to be for a double triple. Now we're going to do front post double triple. So we got the double triple down. For the front post, what we're going to do is we're skipping these. And you see these 2 raised stitches that we did previously? Those front triples that we did? We're going to focus on the first one we come to. And we're going to yarn. We're not going to yarn. We're going to put the hook under that stitch. So you're going to have the back side there. Hit the back side. And you're just going to go under that front post that you made. So you're not going all the way through the back side of the fabric. You're going in between that raised stitch that's over the fabric. So between that and your actual fabric. And you're going to yarn over and bring up the loop. So now you have 5 loops on the hook. And all you're going to do is you're going to yarn over, pull through twice, yarn over, pull through 2. Actually, I worded that wrong. So let me start over one more time. So I'm going to wrap my hook 3 times, go under that raised stitch. It's easier to find now because it's a bigger stitch. Bring up a loop, 5 on the hook. We're going to yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. So what we have done is we've got this really long stitch here that's going back to over here. Because remember, we just had that 1 half double here. So the very next stitch we do, it's slanting, it's crossing, and that's going to add the twist. So we do that, and we're going to do the same thing around the next raised stitch here. So we're going to wrap our hook 3 times. So we have a total of 4 loops. So the 3 wraps plus the loop that's on your hook. So there's 4 there. Go under that raised stitch that you made. Yarn over and bring it through. We now have 5 loops. Yarn over through 2. Yarn over through 2. Yarn over through 2. And yarn over through 2. Does that make sense? If you want me to redo that, I can. Those 2 stitches are easy to redo. You understand? Okay. Let me catch up with this. Okay, I got to double check this pattern real quick. Welcome in, Raiders. I am the Crafty Cub. Welcome in. Hey there, Bray Crochet. How was your stream? I was lurking in your stream. Thanks for whoever gave the shout out for Bray Crochet. Bray is a relatively new streamer on their way to affiliate. As their name suggests, crochet, they crochet. Great stream over there. I enjoy popping in there and chatting with Bray. You were working on a hat. I think it was the V-Stitch hat from Fiber Spider. On Fiber Spider from YouTube. So if you're not following Bray Crochet, give them a follow. And what else were you working on? Was it just the hat? Let's see what this is. In Land of Loops and Yarn Galore, Bray Crochet opens creativity's door. With a hook in hand and a smile so bright, they stitch up wonders from morning to night. A hat with V-stitches, ponchos that shell, Afghans commissioned where stories dwell. So grab your threads and join this fun pair, for in their crafting world, there's joy to share. Yes, only that. Very, very cool. So welcome in. Thank you for bringing your community over. Those of you who don't know me, I am the Crafty Crub. The Crub. Yeah, I'm now the Crub. The Crafty Cub, mostly crochet, but we're getting into other fiber arts. We're getting into tatting. We will do some needlepoint. I promise everybody I will get the needlepoint. I'm going to try my hand at knitting. We're going to do some fiber prep. And who knows what else the new year is going to bring for us in the stream. Yes, the Crub. I am the Crafty Crub. So, I am in the middle of teaching everybody how to do basic cabling in crochet. Yes, you can cable in crochet. It's just not for knitting. So, in the middle of getting into the intricate part. And Bray, if you need to raid and run and do after stream stuff, I totally understand. Definitely take care of all of those needs. And I need to close that tab because I was lurking in your stream and I don't need, because I came along with that raid, I don't need to, watching myself multiple times. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Yes, everybody go over and follow Bray Crochet. And I don't mean to sound demanding, but go do it. Alrighty, so where was I? So we did our half double in our first stitch. We skipped all of this, and our focus on our raised stitches that are here, and you're going to do front post double triples around both of those stitches. Now I got to double check to see where. Did we skip 3 stitches? Okay. So after we do those 2 front post double triples, we're going to go and pull those 2 stitches forward. We're going to open it up, and we're going to find the last stitch that we skipped. So that's where the stitch marker comes in handy. We're not going to go where the stitch marker is, but the one before it. Because remember, we skipped 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, we skipped. So in that last one that we skipped, we're going to put in a half double in that stitch. Okay? I'm going to show that one more time. I'm going to open these up. Move this over out of the way. So this was our very first half double we made for this row. And then after we did that, we skipped 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. That third stitch that we skipped, that's right here, into that stitch, we're going to do a half double. Just a basic half double. By doing that, it's going to lay those 2 longer front post stitches down, and you can kind of see how it's going to form the twist. So if you look at it, if you didn't know if those stitches were wrapped around that stitch, you're going to think that this is just one line of stitching, and that's where the cable comes in. So like my sample here, move that out of the way. So the sample here, it looks like this is just going up and like that. It's just curving around. So you follow that line. It looks like it's one continuous thing, even though it was made in separate rows. That's the look we're going for. So we've done our half double in that stitch there. And then we're going to do front post double triples again. So wrap our yarn 3 times. So we have 4 on the loop, on the hook. And now we're going to work backwards. Yes, we're going to work backwards. So we've wrapped our hook 3 times. So we have 4 on the loop. And now we're going to do a front post stitch around this far right stitch that's here, that raised stitch from the previous rows. It's actually 2 rows below. Because remember, we did that. We did a row of half double, and now we're on the row we're here. So that is 2 rows below. So again, we're going to yarn over 3 times. So we have 4 on the hook. This is where it helps to put your finger and hold all of those loops so they don't come right off. So I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to work backwards. This takes a little bit of moving, and try to make this a little loose if possible. Sometimes it can get real tight. And then we're going to go and put our hook under that very first front post stitch. So we're going to put it under that first one, bring up a loop. So now 5 on the hook, and we're just going to do the double triple. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. Do the exact same thing that we just did, but around this raised stitch. So yarn over 3 times, total of 4 loops on the hook, 3 wrapped plus the loop that was on there to begin with, and we're going to go under that raised stitch, grab the yarn, bring it through. Now 5 loops are on the hook, and yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. And now what we're going to do, we've done those 2. So remember, we always want to have 7. In this piece, 7 is our magic number. So let's go back and count. So we had 1 half double by itself, the 2 front post stitches that went this way, so that's 3, the half double in the middle, so that's 4, and then these 2 half doubles, that's what, 6. So now we need 7, so that means we're going to skip these next 2 stitches and do a half double in the last stitch, which is the turning chain of the previous row. I'm going to remove my stitch marker because I don't need that. And when you do that, it looks like the stitches are all twisted. Does that make sense? Okay. So again, you can always hold it this way. Count your V's to make certain you have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's for this pattern. There are other patterns of cabling that are much wider or narrower. You can have these front post stitches, you can have 3, 4, 5 wide. So you can have really wide ones. This is just a basic one for this pattern. All right, so we're at the end of the row, so that means chain 1 and turn. We're on the wrong side, and the wrong side is all half doubles all the way across. Again, since you've got a lot of thickness here and it's all twisted, even I do this. I pull it like this, and I look at that edge to find those V's, and do a half double in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. This fourth one here is that was that half double we did in the middle. That one can be a little tricky sometimes, so make certain you get that. Thank you for the follow, Picking Halls. I appreciate that. I remember, or I recognize your name from Bray Crochet's stream. So again, thank you very much for coming in on that raid. So for that row, we did half doubles in each stitch. Again, I'm going to count and make certain I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So anytime you're on the back side, that's the easy part. You get to the end of that row, you chain 1 and turn. Now, after you made that row, you can really see it frames the cabling. And it's very textured. And you can actually lift up. You can lift up these stitches here. So there are multiple layers here. Actually, at this point here, there are 3 layers. There's that layer. There's the next layer of cabled stitches, and then you have the, what do you call it, the base layer. So there are really three thicknesses at some points. You're her daughter. I love crocheting and never seen this technique. Yep, it's really, really fun. It wasn't until about 5, 6 years ago. I've been crocheting for many years. Let's just say a couple decades. It wasn't until about 5 or 6 years ago that I realized that you could do cabling in crochet. I thought it was only a knit thing, but nope, it's also in crochet. So that the row we just did was just half doubles, and now our next row is going to be the right side. So we're going to work some cabling. Again, the first and last stitches of the cabling side get a half double. So I'm going to do a half double in the very first stitch. And let me double check to see what we need to do here. Okay. So this row is just like our very first row of our front post stitches. So for this, we're going to do front post triples. So we're only going to wrap twice. And we're going to find these raised stitches that are here, those two that are here, and we're going to do a front post triple crochet around each of those stitches. So wrap twice, go under the first one, bring up a loop, 4 on the hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. And then we're going to do that again. So we're going to yarn over twice. So we have 3 loops on the hook, the 2 yarn overs, plus the one that was already there. Because again, I didn't even mention this, but basically anytime you crochet whatever stitch, when you're done the stitch, you'll have 1 loop on the hook. So you're going to have 3 loops, go under the raised stitch. Again, you're 2 rows down, bring up a loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. And now we're going to open this up and we're going to check. We're going to look in here. That is where the half double, when we first started the row, was formed. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches because these 2 stitches we just made are going to cover it up. And then the very next stitch gets a half double. Pretty much anytime you're working here, that middle, when you're on the right side with the cabling side, that middle stitch will also be a half double. All right. So now we're going to yarn over twice. And then these 2 stitches, these 2 long stitches here, are each going to get a front post triple. So again, yarn over twice, because that's how you would do a triple. And do around that stitch, do the triple. And around the next one. And now let's count. Remember, our magic number is 7. Half double here, 2 front post triples, a half double, 2 front post triples. So that's 6. And our last stitch in the turning chain, that counts as a stitch, we're going to do a half double. Oops. Now you're really getting the cable look to it. All right, we're going to have an add here in a minute. While we're at add, I'm going to chain 1 and flip and do the next row. Again, it's just half doubles on the wrong side. So I will do that when we get back. We'll be ready to do continuing the cabling pattern. This is a good time for everybody to get something to drink, get something to eat if they need, use the restroom to stretch, all of that good stuff, and we will return. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sitting through that little ad break. Hope everybody did their self-care. Before we get back to the cable. So, did everybody know that I have a merch store? You can get yourself a Proud Dirty Hooker t-shirt or a hoodie or some other type of merch if you want to support my stream. It's a good way to support the stream instead of throwing money at Twitch and myself. You can throw money at me and get something in return for your support. So let's just show some things that we have over on the store, real brief. I mentioned the t-shirts. We also have some tote bags. So check out a tote bag. If anybody wants the link to the merch store, I'll pop that up. We've got some tote bags. I think Clay Miko has one of these, but in a different design. Let's go back, and I think Clay Miko has this one here. This is what I call the crochet terms design. It is a word cloud of crochet yarn themed words. So check that out. You can also get it in both colorways, the Proud Dirty Hooker design, the pink or the blue. In addition to that, we have some accessory pouches. Check this out. You can get a pouch to store your hooks and your notions and stitch markers so you won't lose them. So, in addition to that, let's see what else we have. I said we have t-shirts. The t-shirts go up from anywhere from size small to 5X. This is the one that I have. It comes in different colors. You can have a yellow one, a blue one, a dark blue one, etc. We also have it in the blue version and a couple different other colorways. And the same thing with hoodies and sweatshirts. We have some zip-up and pullover varieties. And last but not least, we have the same designs in 32-ounce stainless steel water bottles. Grammy ETC has one of these. It keeps your drink cold for a very long time. And it's great for wine, so I've heard, so you don't spill any of that wine on your precious crochet work and stain it. So again, like I said, if you want to support the stream without throwing money at Twitch, because Twitch does get a cut of what I do here, check that out. Yes, Teespring, where I have my store through, they do take a cut, but they don't take as big a cut as Twitch does. So, just wanted to throw that out there. Had to do a little self-promotion. Haven't done that in a while. Alrighty. So, back to where we were. So, while we were at break, I did a row of half double crochets, chained one, and turned. So, we're back on the cable side. So, our very first stitch is a half double crochet. Now, this row is kind of like this row down here where we did the twist. So, we're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and I will put a stitch marker to mark that 4th stitch, just so I know where we're at and I don't have to do too much counting. And we're going to do front post double triples. So that means wrap your yarn 3 times. And we're going to skip these 2 raised stitches, and we're going to work with the pair on the left and do that around the very first one. And again, it's just front post double triples. Hey there, Fairy Dust, welcome in. And then we're going to do another front post double triple. Again, this is all in that link. Exclamation point cable will get you the pattern. It's from the blog, The Unraveled Mitten. And I found that one, and I really like how they describe it. And they do have some pictures to walk you through it. So this is where we're doing that crossover. So we're here, we're crossing over, and now we're going to do a half double in the first one that we skip. So if you put the stitch marker there, it's just one to the right. If not, find where your first half double was here on the edge and count over 3. And that third one is where we're going to do a half double. If I can make the stitch, I'm having trouble doing a half double. One of the easiest part of this pattern. Do a half double. Cables is the only time I've seen the double triple. Yeah. You kind of need that for that extra reach, I guess you call it. So we did the half double in the middle, and now we're going to do half double, I mean not half double, double triple, front post double triple around the 2 on the right. Go through that first one. And now the next one. So you do always right to left on those. And you just treat them as 2 separate sets. And essentially what you're doing as you're stitching them, you're braiding the stitches. You're actually braiding them. So again, a magic number on this pattern is 7. 1 half double, 2 front post double triples, a half double, 2 front post double triples, and our very last one is a half double in the turning chain. I'm going to remove my stitch marker. That was just there to keep track, to mark the stitch. Gee, wonder why they call it a stitch marker. Chain 1 and turn, and then half double in each stitch across. Oh, I haven't asked everybody how they're doing and what are they working on. We went right into this. I was shouting people out when I first started the stream. We went right into this. We had the raid. And I don't know, there might be there are only a few things in the Discord. We can go and look at those in a second. Again, if anybody has any pictures they want to share, pop them in the Discord. !Discord will get you the link if you're not familiar with it. Love to see what you're working on, what you're doing. It doesn't have to be a project. It could be pictures of your area. You could take pictures of birds if there's any birds in this cold weather. Actually, we ran errands and we did see a really fat mockingbird. We think it's a mockingbird. So there are birds out in the snow, or however it is in your part of the world. So again, it doesn't have to be just pictures. It could be, doesn't have to be just projects. It could be any type of picture, as long as it's it complies with TOS. Fairy Dust says it's cold. It was -13. Ooh. Bray says, had to get a coffee after stream. Now here to learn something new. We are learning a cable pattern. All right. So I did half doubles in each. Don't kill the mockingbird, Atticus. Okay, yes. You obviously went to high school in the United States and you've read the book and or seen the movie. I did both. All right, so we're going to chain 1 and turn. And now this row is just like this row here. I don't remember what row number it was. All right, so the very first stitch gets a half double. Now, the next 2 stitches, and again, we're going to be doing the cabling, and we're going to work around these 2 raised stitches that are here from 2 rows below. Those are front post triples. So I'm only going to wrap twice, go around that stitch there, bring up a loop, 4 on the hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through 2. And do that the same thing for the very next raised stitch, which is right here. So yarn over twice, go under that stitch, bring up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Love the book and the movie? Yes. Great movie and great book. All right, so now we've done 3 stitches. The fourth one, we remember correctly, our middle stitch on the front side is a half double. So I'm going to find where I did the half double here originally in the end, skip 2 stitches, and in that third stitch, put in a half double. And now we're going to do around these next 2 stitches, front post triples. 1, and then the next one gets a front post triple. And remember, magic number is 7. So there was a half double here. These each are front post triples, a half double, and those are front post triples. So that's 6, and now we need the very last stitch, which is the turning chain from the previous row, a half double stitch. And that, you continue this pattern until the length that you need. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. I would end it with the wrong side. So each stitch when you're on the wrong side gets a half double. Again, there should be 7. There are no increases or decreases in this. You're just twisting the stitches. Again, 7 is the magic number for this pattern. Other cable patterns are going to be different. And then you keep going as long as you need. And it actually looks really good with the gray yarn. It looks better with the gray than it does with my blue. Also, the blue here is a much softer yarn. It's a Hirschner's yarn, which is great. I love Hirschner's brand. But it doesn't have as much a body as this. This is Loops and Threads Soft Classic. It's like Michael's store brand that is comparable. It's basic yarn, comparable to Red Heart, but it's a lot softer than Red Heart. But that's just what I'm using. You can use whatever yarn that you have. It doesn't have to be any specific type of yarn. I wouldn't really do this with a lot of novelty yarns, because novelty yarns are showing off the yarn and not the stitches. So when I mean novelty yarns, I mean like eyelash yarns, or chenille yarn would work. You could do chenille yarn with it. I wouldn't do any, let's see. This is a novelty yarn. So it's got a lot of hairs that are coming off of it. You're not going to really see the stitches. This is to highlight the yarn. And then more basic yarns or threads. You could even do this with thread, with really thin, like tatting or crochet thread. You could. All right, so I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And I'm going to keep doing this for a little while. I'm going to make a little bit of a longer piece. I'm not making anything in particular. I'm just doing a sample. If anybody's interested in doing a cabling project for a future stream, we could do a cabled headband. Red Heart isn't the softest, but it's great stitch definition. Cables actually look great in it. Yes, you want something that has body to it. So, if you have a Michaels near you, I mean, I know a lot of people have Joann's near them. I think Big Twist, that's their basic yarn, like entry-level yarn, would work too. Because I know that, I mean, I've used it in the past. I don't have a lot of it. I don't think I have any currently here, but I think that would have some good body to it to show it up. And then possibly, yeah, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. Those are the big box stores here in the US. Big box craft stores. But any basic yarn that's going to show off stitches really well, that's what you want. All right, so our first stitch is a half double. And now we're going to twist again. So, oh, no problem. I enjoy doing them. I mean, I haven't done really many of them. I think the only project I've ever done that had cables was the pumpkin here that we did back in October. And this is a different variation. This cable has four, what's the word? It's not strands, but the raised stitches, they're sets of four. This one had them in sets of three. So there's only three here, and it's a different, you can't really see it with this color. I mean, you kind of can, but it's not showing it that well. But this is a pattern. If anybody's interested in this, it should be in the Discord in the pattern section. You got to go back to October. This is from the Crochet Crowd. This is from Mikey over the Crochet Crowd. I think it's just called the Braided Pumpkin. There's two sizes. This is the small. There was a large one. I haven't made the large one yet. All right, so I'm going to keep going with this for a little bit, and then once I do a couple more rows, I think I'm going to do some tatting. I feel like tatting again, and all right, so and basically when you look at this, the way I interpret it, once you have it, these are parallel. Now it's time to twist again, so that means the next front post stitch has to go over to this section. So we're going to cross first. And that means we wrap 4 times. It's a double triple. Again, not a common stitch you'll find. You'll find them in double triples. You'll find them in doilies that have really long stitches. But in most other crochet, you're not going to see them as often. All right, so basically what we did is we skipped 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and that third one we skipped is what we have to do a half double in. And now we're going to do double triple front posts over around these two. We always got to go right to left. I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, obviously everything's flipped. But yes, what is everyone else working on? Okay, so I did my 6 stitches. The half double, the 2 front posts, another half double, and then the 2 front posts. And then the last stitch is a half double. I'm going to chain 1 and flip, and then each stitch gets a half double on the wrong side of the piece. I think that's probably we're going to stop this little sample. So I made basically what? No. I'll do one more row. Do one more row. Hey there, RJ Nag. How are you? Chain 1 and turn. I'm going to do the first one. And now this row are front post triples because they don't need to be as long. They only need to be long when you're actually crossing over. This row, you're just extending the cables. You're not doing any crossing. Good, just tired and hungry. I know that feeling. Two. That needs to be a half double, not a triple. Then the last stitch gets a half double, and I'll do one more row. This is the wrong side. heaven. All right. There we go. So let's zoom out a little. So it looks like I just took it and twisted it by hand, which obviously I can't do. And that is the back. Not really pretty. But like I said, great accents for sweaters. I could see this with a crochet setter. It's kind of thick. I could see this as an accent stripe going down the outside of a sleeve on a sweater. Well, you're not gonna be able to see it because my arm is there, but kind of like that. Um, I really like the idea of this as a headband or the brim of a hat. Like I said, you make it as long as you need for the circumference of the hat. And instead of ribbing on a hat, this could be the ribbing. I would still probably do a little bit cleaner stitch here on the edge, possibly, but then do the actual hat part here at the top. So it doesn't have to go vertically, it can go horizontally. Pretty fun. A literal twist on crochet. Okay. Let's move that over to the side. We're going to change gears. And we're going to do some tatting. Oh, I didn't realize I had that over there. I mean, I wanted it here. I just didn't realize I didn't have it in position. All right. So that is what I did the other night off stream. Maybe, did I start this on stream? I might have. Possibly. So you all know that I have been getting into learning how to tat. These are my first 3 pieces. These are all modern patterns from Handy Hands. This is my very first vintage pattern. This is they call it the Weldon Square. Weldon was a book of tatting, and they might have also had crochet and maybe knitting patterns back in the 1800s. This is a pattern from 1889, and it has been, you can still get the actual written pattern from back then, photocopies of it, but they have kind of transcribed it and made it into a diagram, so I can read those a little easier than the way that the old patterns were written. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to find some thread and my needles. If you have ever watched the Traveling Tatter here on Twitch, she has done this pattern many times. She's put a bunch together to form bookmarks. She just finished one the other day. It's a really cool piece, and it's modular, so you can make a bunch of them, connect them. And my idea I had was just imagine there's a bunch of these in a square, but the center is open, so it forms like a frame. And if you have, not necessarily this color, if you do it in more of a traditional color, well, maybe this color, but if you have a picture in like in a picture frame that has a wide mat, you can attach this to the picture frame, so it'll add a little interest, a little detail to your picture. Let's see. Let's find. I really like this yellow that I did this with, so I think we're going to do some yellow tonight. And I need to look at this pattern. There have been modifications on this. Some people will add some picots to the sides, and I think I'm going to do that. So that's 6. I think it's 3 picot 3. Yeah. I'll add the picot. Okay. Look at me. I'm already modifying a padding pattern. Okay, where did my needle go to? Oh, it's in here. Okay, that's not the needle I need. See. That's the needle I need. Couldn't find the tube. A little bit of thread in the eye of this needle. I don't. But I hope everybody enjoyed um, my stream not Saturday, Sunday night when Clay Miko was here as my guest. We had a good time. I think everybody enjoyed it. Um, she will probably maybe be a guest again in the near future. We don't know. We'll see. And yes, I did put this in my mouth. um, Natural fibers, if you wet them, the fibers will come together a little better, and you can thread the needle a little more. I know it's kind of disgusting, but this is just for me. This is a sample piece. Nobody is going to be receiving this. If I was making this, and I am not to the point where my work is so good that I would ever sell this yet, if I get to that point, I would not put it in my mouth. All right. And after I did that, I'll probably just lose viewers. Actually, now a gained viewer. Okay. Hey there, Knitter Girl. How are you? Still cold where you're at? You loved it with Clay Miko? Yeah, she's great. Like I said, I've known her for a long time. She's my best friend. And that's how we are off camera. Yeah, that's what you see is what you get with me. I don't put on an act. This is how I am. Alrighty. You're great. I'm pretty good. Again, sorry about anybody who was waiting for me to stream last night. I had technical issues. The camera would not work on OBS. So I spent like an hour and a half trying to fix it. Glad it's back and we're in business. Very cold and snowing. Ooh, yeah. Again, stay warm. Sorry that it's snowing. It's not snowing here. They are calling for something possibly on Friday. I hope they're wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I gotta change something real quick. Give me 1 second. I didn't even. Oh, yeah, I did do that. Okay. I just updated my title down below to needle tatting since I'm not doing the cable stitch anymore. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is a side. This is a ring that's going to be on the side. So this ring I have to add picos to. Okay, so we'll do 3. Oh wait, picot. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to add a picot. There's 1. It didn't look right. least with this, I can take the stitch off real easy and redo it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so my patterns is 8, picot 6, but I added extra picot. So I need picot in 3, right? 8, picot, there's my 6, picot in 3. Anytime I hear or say the word picot, I want pico de gallo. 2 and 3. Oh, and then again, what I'm making is, oh, you can see it right there. The only difference is on these sides here, these side rings, not the corners. I'm gonna add a picot to each one. So I'm gonna attempt to make a square and then make another square and join it to my first one. We're gonna see how well that happens. Not that I'm copying Tatter, because she does that with her bookmarks. I don't think I'm gonna do a bookmark, but I'm gonna see if this will work. Okay. 8 picot and then 6, but I added the picot in 3. Just double checking to my pattern to make certain I did that correctly. This thread has been used before for something. It might have been for some of my crocheted jewelry pieces that I've made. Oh yeah, if that's something anybody is interested in watching me make, I know I demonstrated, well, I don't know if I demonstrated, maybe I demonstrated briefly, but if anybody wants to watch me make crochet beaded jewelry, let me see if I can find a picture of it. Right here. Anybody's interested, I could, oh, there. I could show how to make these. And there's a few pictures here that I can show. This is using the same thread, and it's using seed beads. They're size 6, so they're a little bit sizable for a bead. They're glass beads. And let me show some of the other ones that I've made. Oh, it would help if I... So this one is done in greens, and I think there's some, yeah, there's some gold or, yeah. And it's all about how you string and place the beads. That one's all done in that really dark blue color with black thread. This is done in greens and blues. That one's pretty. Let's see what else. Cotton candy colors. And these are big chunky necklaces. There's this one, and I got creative with the clasp. The clasp is decorative in the front. It's like a kind of like a toggle. It was a decorative bead that kind of matched what I had. I just made a loop. What else do I have in here? This one, this was a decorative button. It had some quote-unquote gems. Plastic, probably. So that was a decorative one. There's that with those bold colors. Actually, these are colors for my state. Black, gold, and red are Maryland colors. I just realized that. We'll be doing the Maryland stream the end of the month. These were clear ones with a purple, as probably that same purple thread, a variegated thread. So you can see the purple through the clear beads. There's another one. I got creative. I made a little bulb end as a toggle. So I made it a little wider, did some increasing. Let's see. That was another clear one. I'm going to go through a bunch of these real quick. There's that one. That one was pretty. Half were beaded, regular traditional strung beaded, and the other half was beaded crochet and a pendant. And then this one. This one was one of my favorites. I love those colors, and it all coordinates really well. So if anybody is interested in seeing me make this type of jewelry, let me know, and we could do that. I've got plenty of thread and plenty of beads. Oh, wrong. I need to move that up. Oh no. I lost. Okay. I lost my pattern. Let's see here. That's the decorative one. That's a joint. Okay, so it's 3. Not reversing. It's this here. There's 1, 2, 3. Need to join to this next one. And then 6 sets of 2 separated by picots. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that. Don't like the way that did that. Let's start that one over. 1, 2. Now we need a picot. 1, 2. We need a picot. 2. That's 3 sets. A picot. 2. 4 sets. Be 5 sets. 2, 3, 4, 5. Picot. And that's 6 sets. Now we need a picot and then 3. There's 1, 2, and 3. Let me check something. That's now I can close this ring. I'm getting better and better at this. My elements are staying close when I join an element next to an element. They're not all, there isn't a lot of thread in between the two. That was the problem I was having. Now we need to do another ring, but this also going to remember to do the extra picot. Do it on the side with the 6. So it's 3 picot. Okay. Just talking to myself. 1, 2, 3, 20 pico. Okay, there's 6, but we're gonna do a pico halfway. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do a pico. 2, 3, pico, then 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Get to close this now. All right. Yeah, I did my trefoil with decorative. This will work. I think this will work. We're going to reverse work and do a chain. And there's 10 stitches on that chain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. My thread is knotting. That's one bad thing about this. I don't like it knotting. I mean, I don't mind picking out the knots. I just want to keep going. This is not the time that I want to fix knots. Did my chain. I'm a quarter of the way done. Okay. Reverse work. No, I made a thing so far. Reverse work, so I'm going to move that off to my side. Don't need you. Gotta make another trefoil, but get the knot out here. Also, it being thread that I've probably used before and frogged or whatever, it's more likely to not. So fixed it. We did it. Or I did it. I know what this is. I know what this is. Or maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I thought that was the singing clip. I guess that's not the singing clip. Welcome in, Raiders. How was the stream, Tatter? I know I was in there earlier when you were doing the working more on the dragon with the beating into it. If you're not following the traveling Tatter, you need to. Another Team Moco Loco member, and she is the one that has inspired me to do the thing. Look what I did, Tatter. I know I put this in your Discord before. Um, let's see. Let me catch up. Hey there, they, them, here. Welcome in. For once, it wasn't the singing one. Yes, it was good. Finish the back and the head. So now on to the wings, starting tomorrow. Woohoo! Very, very good. I'll have to catch you when you're working more on that dragon. Like I said, if you're not following the traveling tatter, she shuttle tats. She basically does the same thing with that I'm doing with a totally different tool. She uses a shuttle, which I actually happen to have one. She uses a tool like this. The thread gets placed on this bobbin, and it's a series. Like I haven't done it in a while. I need to pick that up and practice more. And you're forming a loom with your fingers, and you're weaving with the shuttle back and forth to form the same type of stitches. So again, thank you for the raid, Tatter. She, like I said, she is the one who has inspired me and enabled me to pick up the hobby and the craft. I am working on the Weldon Square, which Tatter has done many times on her stream, and I am doing something that you have done. I don't know if you have done it on your own or if you've seen other people do it, but I'm modifying it. I'm adding the picos on the side. So I'm doing extra picos. I'm doing it. Hey there, Plo. How are you? Another new tatter. I saw what you had posted in the Moco's Discord of the tatting that you did. That looks wonderful. Looks great. And you know what? We got a shout out for the traveling tatter. Let's give a shout out to, I'm gonna call you Plo. um Another Team Moco Loco member. Amazing, amazing artist. So yes, if you're not following both Tatter and Plo, check them out. Let's read what this says. In Plutopia, where the graphic gleams, Plo gets dreams and evening streams. With pencils colored and charcoal bold, they bring to life stories untold. From Lady D's Grace to projects anew, each stroke is a clue of what they'll pursue. So join their art quest, both merry and deep, where creativity stirs before the world sleeps. So thank you again for the raid, Tatter. If you need to raid and run, I totally understand. I'm just going to be working more on the Weldon Square. So I already asked you how stream was. Yeah, okay. So many things I got to remember. But yeah, if you're new here, I am the Crafty Cub, mostly crochet. Earlier tonight, I didn't even show. Duh. Bad streamer. Earlier tonight, that's the wrong side. I showed and taught how to do cable stitches in crochet. So this is our little sample that we did on the stream earlier. I also am a big fan of squares, both granny and other types of squares. We've done many on the stream. We'll do many in the future. And we do vintage projects. Let me show you what I've done back in December. So in December on the stream, we had each week was a theme. We had a pine tree week. So we did a pine tree ornament. We did a pine tree stitch where the negative space forms the pine tree. We did a pine cone. We did some amigurumi. We had a gnome week. Cute little gnome with a fuzzy beard. We did a gnome ornament, which I really like. Great use of scrap yarn if you are a crocheter. Another gnome square with a cute little hat. And we had snowmen. We did a snowman ornament. A cute little snowman square with a lacy edge. And another geometric snowman. Excuse me. Tatter says to be lurking. Got your order in today. Having a chance to open it. Want to play with your new toys. Yay! Let me know how you like needle tatting. So yes, Tatter is gonna try to learn needle tatting. She'll do great since she does shuttle tatting. She'll do wonderful. Also, what we've done on the stream is we've done vintage patterns. This is a pattern from the 1930s or 40s. This is from, actually, on Thursdays, we have a special guest. Her name is Granny Karen Cakes Marino. She's an elderly lady. She shows us some vintage patterns, and she will take no lip off of anybody. So watch your P's and Q's. Hopefully, the plan is she will be here tomorrow. I don't even know what she has planned. Sometimes she tells me what she's going to do in advance. Sometimes she doesn't. Yes, that right there, floating around, that is Granny Karen Cakes Marino. She did this on stream a few months ago. Also, what I have done on stream, I did this on stream. We did some ornaments. This is in crochet thread, the same thread as this. The same type of thread as what I'm tatting with. And it is a fan. I still have to make the tassel and a little thing to hang it. We've done a bunch of different things. What else? I think that's, the weekends. Thank you for the follow, they, them here. On the weekends, on Saturdays, we do Project Linus Saturdays. Project Linus is a nonprofit here in the US and Canada that accepts handmade blankets that are brand new. Obviously, if they're handmade, you don't want any old secondhand handmade blankets. Brand new handmade blankets, either crocheted, knitted, quilted, bunch of the different forms. Then they donate them to children of all ages up to the age of 18 that are in need, either seriously ill, traumatized, homeless, etc. So it is a good a good cause. If you were in the US or Canada, you might have a chapter near you. If not, get in contact with them if you want to start your own chapter. Speaking of Project Linus, if you look down below, there's a donate button. I am raising money for Project Linus. We have raised $200 out of 400, and anytime we meet the goal, I increase the goal. So why not? It's a really good cause. And Sundays, Sunday. Wait, now I'm remembering as a kid when they would announce like the tractor pulls. Sunday. Okay, didn't mean to yell. Sorry. My mind. Sundays, I am trying to work on a temperature blanket for last year. I've got a month and a half left. I'm not really making much progress on it. I don't want to deal with it right now. But it needs to get done. So you might see me work on that on Sundays. Maybe on other days too, but most likely not. So that is what we do here on the stream. I do want to do other fiber arts in the future besides tatting and crochet. So everybody, welcome in. If I hadn't said that already, I probably said that 5 times already. All right, back to the tat. Oh, and we're going to have an ad here. That's perfect timing. We're going to add here in about a minute. So it's only going to last for 3 minutes. Good time to get something to drink, something to eat, to stretch, all of that good stuff. And we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sitting through the ad. I appreciate that. And when I was at break, I looked back at the chat. I am so sorry, Sophie. I missed um your message. If you're still here, welcome in. Yes, we did cable stitching tonight. That was kind of fun. If anybody's interested in it, actually, it'd probably still pop up. Exclamation point cable stitch will give you the link to the blog that I was teaching this on. So it comes directly from that blog. It's called the what's it called? The Unraveled Mitten? The Unraveled Mitten, yes. Alrighty. So back to our square. Again, this is called the Weldon's. Everybody calls it, I guess everybody calls it the Weldon Square. This is a pattern from the 1880s. Doing the vintage stuff. Do like the vintage patterns. And at break, I saw that God of War 403 followed me, so thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Not that I'm really keeping track, not that I'm really counting, but I am 5 followers away from 500. So I know some streamers count that as a milestone. I mean, it kind of is, but I'm not really too hung up on the number. We have a knot. Hi, Gary. How are you? And yes, Gary, you are in the Crafty Cubs channel. You're not seeing things. This is not the Tatters channel. Yes, we are doing something the Tatter has done. So, smoke. Wait, hey, yes, smoked headed to the hat. Wait, smoked as in you're tired? Or I hope you're not smoked another way. And if you're driving, yeah, don't do that. But yes, you are in the right place. You are in the correct place. And I wanted to try a vintage pattern, and this looked simple enough for me to do. You're tired. Okay, good. Yeah, we don't want you smoke the other way. And we don't want you smoke like salmon. No, we don't want that either. Well, be safe. Hey, Crafty. Hey, Crafty. Been a hot minute. Glad you're still. Yeah. Yes, I am. I'm here. Welcome in, Anna. How are you? Um, I'm still on. Again, I didn't stream last night. I had a technical problem. I couldn't get my camera to work with OBS, but got it fixed. And we are needle tatting. I don't know, Anna, if you've been here since I've learned how to needle tat. Go slow. Okay, I need 3. Making dinner. About to work in your shawl. Nice. Yes, if anybody has any pictures that they want to share in the Discord, let me know. Oh, I gotta start over because that got all twisted. And we can take a look. There's only a few things over there right now, so I don't want to go over and just share just for 2 or 3 pictures. I want to make it a little worthwhile doing that, so we can hold off a bit. So, see them on your Discord? They look cool. Yes, very cool. Like I said, the traveling tatter has inspired me, and I'm loving it. I'm addicted to it, and I've taught Clay Miko how to do it, and a bunch of other people are either learning shuttle or needle tatting or both. I've been on Skyrim Kick, so it's like I play Skyrim and crochet while the kids are asleep. Yes, I caught your stream the other day when you were playing Skyrim. I know nothing about that game. My friend Frog and Turtle Gaming. You know what? We're gonna give him a shout out. He's not on at the moment, and he's not in the chat right now. I think it's spelled this way. I don't think he has any clips. Oh no, he does have clips. Okay, I'm laughing because earlier me and Tatter were talking about songs that I've shared with her, and that is one of the songs. It's called "Taste the Biscuit." Don't ask, and that's where I heard it from. That is my friend Frog Internal Gaming. He is the reason that I got into streaming. He encouraged me to stream. He was at it for about a year or so. He plays Skyrim. He plays Fallout. He plays Ender Elder Scrolls. What else does he play? He plays some space, a couple different space themed games. World of Warcraft. So I know nothing about them. I've known him for many years. I only go into a stream to support him and to pick on him and make fun of him. But that's just our friendship. So if you're ever in there between 4 and 6 p.m., that's when he streams Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And you see me in there and I'm being kind of rude. I'm not really rude. It's the banter that me and him have. So, but yes, that's how I know of Skyrim. I know it's some medieval looking fantasy type game. I don't know anything else about it. Alrighty. So I'm attempting to make this square. So it's 3, and then I need 6 sets of 2 separated by picos. Just post what you've been doing. Okay, give me 1 second. Actually, let me do that. Yeah, let's do the Discord share, and then I'll get back to this before I get too complicated. Oh, okay, yeah, I see a few things here. We've seen that one. Yeah, okay, so we are gonna go and do some Discord stuff. This is from Upcycly. She is doing a blanket. It's like a sampler blanket. It's all crocheted. Each square is a different stitch, and it's going to be a gift for her stepdaughter. This is square number 56 of 63. She is almost to the end of making the squares. Then she still has to put them all together. But this is called the Snapdragon Stitch. I really like that. That is really pretty. It's like a variation on a fan. Yeah, it's a pattern. It's from Leisure Arts. It came out years ago. It's a booklet. It's also online. I forgot what it's called exactly. I don't know exactly what the name of it is. I'll have to ask her what exactly the name is. But each square is a different stitch. Like one square was like half doubles, and one square was triples, like the basic ones. And then it got. Oh, hey there, Upcycling. Do you happen to know the name of this pattern? I know the name of the pattern of this square, but the name of the project. I know it's by Leisure Arts. Like no, the overall pattern, like the I don't know if they call it a sampler blanket or I mean that's what I would call it. but I've seen it years ago when I worked at Michael's. I remember seeing it on the shelves. I remember seeing it somewhere. Could have been there, could have been some other craft store. But I know it's Leisure Arts. And Leisure Arts makes a lot of all different types of craft books and instructions and pamphlets and kits. And Leisure Arts 63 easy to crochet pattern stitches. Okay, yes. So if you Google that, yes, and you combine them, yes, she's going to combine them to make an heirloom Afghan. You said that it's going to be for your stepdaughter and using your late mother-in-law's yarn and some of your own yarn. So it's, like I said, in my brain, I would call it a sampler because you're doing a little bit of each stitch in the entire blanket. Hubby got that for me from Amazon to the Kindle. Yes. So if anybody's interested, look that up. Leisure Arts 63 easy to crochet pattern stitches. But it makes one big piece. And you join them all together. And speaking of which, here's square number 57. This is the alternate mesh stitch. I saw this. I was in the Moko stream earlier today, and they were sharding. Sharding means sharing art, and that's kind of what we're doing here. I don't call it sharding, but it's the same thing. And I saw this in their stream, and I really, really like this with all the squares, and it's giving me, like, not waffle, but I don't know what vibe it's giving me. And I love this yarn. I love that color. It's a really, really nice color of purple. So that is 2 squares of 63. We can go with waffle because you're hungry. Okay. I mean, there is a waffle stitch in crochet, which is totally different. Alrighty. Oh, there's the piece that I'm doing. We can go right past this. You can see this live. So we don't need to see that. And this is what Anna has made. Oh, look at this. That is really, really cute. Is this I would say this is a fox. With the tan and the white tail. Very, very adorable. I've never used... Oh, they're Pokemon. Okay. I'm not a Pokemon person. So, to me, it looks like a fox. But it's cute, whatever it is. So, we have that. What else do we have? Oh, look at that one. That one's very cute. Is this... Okay, wait. I know a little bit about Pokemon. Is this like a lightning bolt type tail? Is this Pikachu? It kind of looks like Pikachu's tail. So I know some of them. I mean, that's like the most well-known one. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Pikachu, but light color. Okay, see, I know some things. But light color palette. I like that. And what else do we have? Oh, what's... Is that yeah, that's a ring on its head. I like the colors. I like the contrast of the blue with that black. Very, very, very cool. Alrighty. Thank you very much, Anna and Upcycly, and anybody else who wants to share in the Discord, feel free to do that. ! Discord will get you the link. You love my tatting work? Well, I have only been tatting for a few weeks now. Thank you. You're in the amigurumi world. Yeah, I'm putting my toe into the amigurumi world. I don't know if I'm gonna stay in the amigurumi world. I'll visit, and then I'll leave, and then maybe a month or so I'll visit again. I wanted to try the 6-day star blanket. I'm not certain what the 6-day star blanket is. With yarn you already have. Nice, yeah. I try to use stuff I already have, but it's not always the case. Okay, where was I? Okay, I'm on the second ring. So 3, and we have to do a join. But yes, I've only recently I've learned how to tat. I need to practice more with a shuttle. Yeah, that's me with wearables. I visit in a month, but probably stick to plushies. Gotcha. Yeah, with me, I'll probably stick to doilies and squares. You know me, I love a granny square or a square of all types. Okay, we need 6 sets of 2 separated by picos. Okay. 2, need a pico. 2, so 2 sets. Again, anytime I say pico, I'm thinking pico de gallo. I must be in the mood for Mexican food. I'm always in the mood for Mexican food. 2. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3. You love Mexican? Oh, and Greek. Oh, I love Greek food. Gyra. I can never pronounce it right. Gyro. All Americanized, yeah. And a Greek salad and spanakopita. I can go for spanakopita right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I agree. And gotta have feta cheese. I'm a huge fan of feta cheese. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let me see if I got this right. Thank you for giving Upcycly a shout out. Yes, another great streamer, another Moco Loco. We're all over the place. I think there's like 140 of us Moco Loco team members. So a good chance that you will come across one of the Moco Locos if you're on Twitch. Great stream team to be part of. Oh, those who don't know who the Moco Locos are, they are was started. It's a stream team started by Moco Made, a brother sister team, Derek and Devin. They Derek does leather work and Devin paints, and they don't gatekeep. All art is valid, and they support all streamers. So great team. 144, yes. That's a gross. Oh, the Mocos were not gross, but that is a gross. That's a term. 144 is means a gross of something. It's a measurement. Um, what was I going to say? It's a great team to be a part of. I am so glad that I decided to apply. Proud to be in Moco, yes. So many great people, and there's so many great people on Twitch. Period. Not just the Mocos. All right. So now I need to do the other ring, but I gotta modify it. Gotta add the pico to it. 2, 3. Oh, thank you for shouting out the Mocos. It's actually Moco made. Nope, that's fine. That's fine. 2. Alrighty, to explain that, there was a picture of at one of their meetups. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, um, when they had their meetup at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Festival back in the late summer, early spring. I mean, early fall. Somebody noticed that Derek's neck is very long, so everybody had a field day, and they took that image and were making memes with it. So pretty funny. There's even an emote. I'm not subscribed to their channel, so I don't have the emote. But yeah, it's this Derek with this long neck. Yes, I got a haircut. I did that early this morning. It was it was too long. It was getting, even though I'm balding in the center, what hair I did have, it was getting too much. It had to go. I couldn't. Well, thank you. I do it myself because I'm too cheap. And why am I going to pay somebody to cut half a head of hair? I don't have that much hair to begin with. Yes, I did it. I got a set of trimmers, and it's got the head to do your head, and then a smaller one to do your face. Well, the bigger one for my to do the head, I think the screw is that holds part of it together is stripped, and it rattles and makes this horrible sound, but it doesn't really cut that much. It doesn't really do much. So I switched it and I used the smaller one, and it took me longer to do it, but I was able to do it. Yeah, I've cut my own hair for decades now. Why am I, like I said, why am I going to pay, even if it's like Hair Cuttery or someplace for 10, or Great Clips, why am I going to spend $10 for them just to shave it all off, and I don't have that much to begin with? So, need to start to make stuff that small, like small crochet items. Yeah. Um, one little bit of advice: if you do get thin thread, like crochet thread like this, and you use the small steel hooks, either make certain you have really good eyesight and or really good lighting and a magnifying glass, because it can be difficult. And if you find that difficult and you still want to use this, I'm just going to say needle tatting isn't as tedious because you're not going into the stitches like you are with crochet. You're not going into, yeah. So if you can't do it with the small hooks, some people can't. And again, this is a size 10 thread. They have a size 3, which this is done with size 3 thread. And you can even use like a size 1 yarn, like a fingering weight yarn, which is this. Well, not, yeah, a lace fingering weight, yeah. This here, so this is a little bit thicker than what I'm working with. So I would try a smaller size and work your way down, not just go from like a worsted weight all the way down to a real thin thread. I gradually do it. And yes, good lighting, good color thread, not dark. They always cut off too much of mine. Oh, you're talking about your hair. Got tired of it, and now that it's long, you can reach it to your nice. But yeah, Sophie, if you want to try to do stuff that is a little bit smaller, give it a shot. Okay. 3 picot. Okay, now this is where I'm going to do this added picot right here. Two, 3, and now a picot, and then 8, right? Yeah, I'm on the third rank. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let me double check. There's 3 the joining picot, and then I'm supposed to calls for 6, but I added the picot, and then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's 8. Hey, Miss Jenks, just got home from work, and whatever raid train I was on left me here. Well, I'm glad you ended up here. Somehow you probably came in on either Bray Crochet's raid or the Traveling Tatter, but I don't know where you were before that if somebody raided into one of them. But I'm glad you're here. And can I get a shout out from Miss Jenks, please? Another wonderful. You're in Zacalia. Okay. Maybe Zacalia stream rated into one of them. Okay, I missed that. You must have been doing Bean Boozled jelly beans. That was funny. Oh no, you were on a random maker and craft this morning, then onto someone else, then to Tatter No Hair. Gotcha. Old bandage. Ooh, ooh, no, ooh. Yes, if you're not following Miss Jenks, follow them. A great, great streamer. Lots of fun over there. I love hanging out in her stream. She knits, she crochets. What else do you do? That's the main things I've seen you do. I've seen you do a little bit of origami. Um, there is some singing. Um, yes. If you're lucky enough to be in her stream and there's a raid, there I think you have your option of the pie song, which I've only heard once, the pizza song, which I've never heard, and the sandwich song. I really like the sandwich song. Um, Lots of fun over there. Let me see. Bean Boozle was an option for a streamer treat when someone donates. Gotcha. Sing, ramble, cats. Oh, yes, cats. Miss Jenks has, you can also redeem songs. Oh, just willy nilly. Okay. I did not know that. Miss Jenks has a chunky boy, a cat named Orion, and will make appearances on the stream frequently. So go and check them out. Great, great streamer, like I said. And again, I stole the term, one of her terms, the little yarn scraps when you're crocheting or knitting, and the little bits. She calls them schnibbles, and I have stolen that term from her. And I collect all of my schnibbles. Here's my schnibble tin, and I got a big old bag of schnibbles that are separated by colors, because at some point on stream, we're going to take these schnibbles and untwist them, fluff them up, turn them into fiber, and then turn that fiber into to rollags, which is fluffy sausages, basically, and then attempt to spin. So I'm going to reuse all of my schnibble scraps that would have been thrown away. Color, yes, I have color-coded schnibbles. These still need to be color-coded. So sometimes Orion thinks it's his stream. Yes. So I'm glad that you're here, Miss Jenks. I am doing some needle tatting. This is a pattern from the 1880s. Believe it or not. I mean, the thread is not from the 1880s. You're making me want to try spinning because I would want to do that with the schnibble scraps or with the Mothra. The Mothra attacked yarn. Oh yeah, I heard about that. You had yarn that was chewed on by a moth. Hopefully, it wasn't imperfect moth, which is another follower here on Twitch. I don't think he would be that mean and chew up your entire skein of yarn. Try it. Maybe look into even just a I don't have it accessible right now. It's kind of hard to get to. A wooden student drop spindle. They're relatively inexpensive, and learn that. Watch YouTube tutorials. If anybody's interested in spinning of any sort, there is a YouTuber named, the channel is called Jillian Eve. Her name is Evie. You're watching Veggie Zombie, and she was also enabling. Yes, she definitely spins with an e-spinner. I have a few skeins that have been moth food, and I always try to save what I can. But if I could spin into something new, yeah. Let me see if I can find the Jillian Eve YouTube channel, and I will get the link. Here we are. If anybody's interested in anything, oh, thank you for giving Veggie Zombie a shout out. Another great streamer. What she was doing is she was spinning yarn with an electric spinning wheel. I have electric spinning wheels. There's the smaller version of what she's using. So they take up a less space than a traditional one with you treadle with your feet. So this takes the place of treadling. The motor actually does the rotation of the wheel. Like I said, if anybody's interested in anything spinning related, and a little bit of weaving too, and some knitting, but mostly spinning, check out that YouTube channel. A great resource. I didn't realize there was so much in the world of spinning. So it's just not traditional spinning wheels or electric spinning wheels. There's all different types of drop spindles and supported spindles and lots of history. If you're into the history of textiles and how things came to be, check that out. Hey there, Krusty Customs. Welcome in. And Krusty, I don't think Granny Karen would really appreciate what you're making pics do to her. That is just wrong. Veggie was using the 6.0 E. Yes, the 6.0 E. What do you call it? Yeah, the e-spinner. Thank you for the lurk, Miss Jenks. Got to do post-work stuff, make dinner. All right, thank you. Lurky turkey time. Woohoo! Alrighty, so Veggie Zombie was using a bigger version of this here. This is a nano, I think it's a 2 point. Thank you for giving Krusty a shout out. You're not following Krusty, another Moco logo. Check his channel out. He is a welder and a pyographer, I think that's the term, wood burning. Great, great artist over there. Um, it's adult language, so if you have sensitive ears, keep that in, be forewarned. Be forewarned. Forewarned. You know what I mean. Uh, so how are you, Christy? How's it going? You want a spinner, just not sure the size yet. Okay, what I would recommend, and I am and by no means an expert. I am still trying to learn this thing. A lot of fun bombs, yes. Lots of craziness going on over in the Krusty Customs stream. Um, wow, what do you mean? I don't wave side. I don't know what I mean anymore. Um, I'm I I'm doing okay, I guess. I just can't speak half the time. So upcycling, I am not an expert spinner. I am still trying to practice and get better at using this. I know you're giggling. All I've been managed to do with this machine, I have two of the same. I got them off of a Facebook group. There's actually a Facebook group just for the company that makes these. It's called Dreaming Robots. This is called the Electric Eel Spinning Wheel. So this is the Eel Nano 2.0. I think it's a 2.0. And I think Veggie Zombie has the 6.0. It's just a bigger. This holds a smaller amount of yarn. Hers is just higher capacity. And it's probably a better motor. And I've never used any of the other ones. But this is a lot cheaper, even if you're buying brand new. You can go to the Dreaming Robots channel. I don't have a link for it. Just Google Dreaming Robots spinning wheel. They are going to be expensive, but they're not as expensive as a traditional treadle powered spinning wheel. Either the type that you see in the fairy tale Sleeping Beauty, even though that's not really accurate, or they have ones that are more upright. They're not long. Again, check out that YouTube channel I mentioned, and tons of information on spinning and wool processing and all of that. So, like I said, all I've been managed to do with, yes, that is, I think that's the website. No, I think it's Dreaming Robots. Maybe, yeah, that link does not work. Yes, it's Streaming Robots. I got the link here. Oh, no, that's not the right. That's not the right one. Copy. Here, I got it. I got it. There. Yeah. I have a question. What do you do with the tatted pieces? Okay, I'll get to that in 1 second there, Anna. It's okay. That's okay. Brand new. They are selling the Nano 2, which is this size. This is an older model. They've revised them. Um, and they're 3D printed, really good quality 3D print. A brand new one of these is $125, which is cheap because a from what I've been able to find online, just researching and looking, um, a entry level, basic, bare bones, wooden like traditional spinning wheel, it can easily be $500, if not more. So there's an investment, but you can also do a drop spindle, and I'm very rusty at that. And I should get those out. Have them. Yes, US. Yes, they're US prices. A drop spindle is basically a wooden dowel, and there's different versions, but the most common one at the very top, there is a round disc. Could be wood, it could be stone, it could be whatever. And on top of that spindle, so you got the long spindle, there's a hook. And it's a way you act, and I can't demonstrate it. if you watch the videos, and it's a way you twist, you join, you start your fiber. It's kind of difficult to do at first. You join it a certain way and you put it around the hook, and then you twist. You can twist it with your hand or you can roll it against your leg, and you're pulling the fiber and you're letting it spin and hang in midair. And thank you for the follow, Positively Crafty. Welcome in. And you let it spin, and that all that momentum spinning will put the twist in the fibers to twist it. They're inexpensive. You can get student ones. I have a student one. I think it cost me like less than $20, but it takes practice. So that. Oh, and what I was going to show you, what I've only managed to do with this is to spin this. This is acrylic fiber. I actually took acrylic yarn that was roving, which means very little twist in it. Got it at Michael's for cheap. They were clearanced. And I took the fiber and broke it off into smaller sections to work with. And then I was able to spin. Again, watch videos about it. There's someone on Twitch that makes spindles. Yes. I think I follow them. I don't remember their name. Ooh, I can't remember their name. But yeah. To answer your question, Anna, what do you do with the tatted pieces? You can do all different things with the tatted pieces. This piece here could be a doily, could be a coaster. This piece here, the pattern where I got it from is you take... No, that's fine. What they're recommending to do is you take a round Christmas ornament, like a satin one, not a glass one. So it'll be, I guess they're styrofoam inside, but they're covered in satin. And then you put this on the top, like the loop part would be at the top, and you put this over that. And then you take decorative pins, so the head of the pins are decorative, and you pin it down, and it could be an ornament. You can use this however you want. You can do whatever you want with it. You don't have to do it just as an ornament. This here, the pattern says it's a pendant. So there's a loop here at the top, so you can string this on a cord of some type. It could be jewelry. You can make necklaces. The Traveling Tatter makes necklaces, chokers, earrings, all of that type of thing. You can do placemats. Where is my sample here? This is some of the first tatting I ever tried. So you can do it in just a long strip and then attach that to either a garment as trim. You can attach it to a cloth napkin, a handkerchief, pillowcases, any type of that type of thing. So it's just lace. So it's forming of making lace. You can even, the idea, like the piece here that I'm doing, the Traveling Tatter has done this many times, and she's done a series of them and join them together and make bookmarks. My idea when she was doing this the other night is you make a bunch of these, but you form a square or a rectangle, but the center is open. So you're not just filling a whole square of it. So you make like a frame, and if you got a picture frame with a wide mat around the picture, so you got the picture in the center, and then you put this on top, attach it with whatever adhesive, whatever type of glue that's not going to discolor your thread, and it will be a decorative frame. Yeah, you can take these and stitch them onto anything. And this is not a good example, but okay, you see here, it's got these little loops on the end. Let me get my hook so I can show you. See these little loops? Let me zoom in a little. You can see this one probably here, maybe. Let's lay it flat. So here you got these little loops. Those are called picots. Just like in crochet, there's picots. Picot just means a loop, because in crochet, you chain however many, and slip stitch back to where you started, and it forms a loop. Well, in tatting, there are picots too. This is just a space when I'm... Yes, and I was mentioning that earlier, upcycling. Anytime I was counting and like, okay, I got to do a picot, I want pico de gallo. That's why I mentioned Mexican food. All right, so these picots can be decorative or they can be joining. So you can't see it here, but in between these rings, right here, there is a picot, and that joins the rings together. So when I did it, I did a series of stitches, a picot, stitches, picot, and so on. So the side ones are joining ones. But here on this part, these little half arches, they're called chains. You could put picots on that. And if I did that, either way, either this side or this side, doesn't matter, I could take this and put it on your like cloth napkin or a handkerchief or whatever, and those little loops. So let's say we got these loops here. So I can take a hand needle and some sewing thread and sew it on, but sew it through these loops, and that is what's going to attach it to your woven handkerchief or napkin or whatever you're going to put it on. So, cloth napkins, not disposable one, obviously. So that's kind of what you would do this with. You can do all different types of things. People have even made bedspreads. I don't have the energy to do a tatted bedspread. That would take forever. Even needle tatting, it would take forever. Oh, you're welcome. The traveling tatter said that there is this parasol. Oh, thank you for the lurk, Upcycly. There's a parasol pattern. It's basically a big doily, and then she wants to make it, and then she wants to take like the structure of an umbrella or of a parasol, and then put it over top. So all different things that you can do with tatting. It's just a form of lace making. And it is a relative of crochet and macrame. It's probably a little closer to macrame, but it's all related. Okay, so I did the trefoil, and now I need to do a chain of 10. So I gotta get that out of my way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is also a good use of this thread if you can't use the steel hooks like I was mentioning with crochet, because you're not going into each little stitch. You're just forming it onto the end of the needle, or you're using... That's not it. Or you're using one of these shuttles to make the exact same thing. Two tools that does the same. It gets the same result. I need to get better at shuttle tatting and can do that on stream. Okay. This needs to go through here. And there's a lot of people that are either streaming on Twitch or are following that have been... Wait a minute. Wait. I did that wrong. I did that wrong. I did that wrong. I was forming it on the wrong thread. Okay. Those stitches should have been done on the other thread, not this thread. But there's a bunch of us that have been taking up tatting. Okay. I was not paying attention, and now I got to undo these stitches, which I'm glad I did it. I caught it now before I closed it all the way up. Found if I can loosen them up and get my crochet hook in there and pull this, I could probably take them all out or most of them at the same time. Yeah, this will save me some time. This will cooperate. Not completely knot up. I made the mistake. Didn't realize that I was trying to do a chain on the ring thread and not the chain thread, because there's certain threads you have to use for certain elements. And of course, this one little knot, the stitch here, is going to be a pain and not let me unpick it. This part is not fun. What I get for running my mouth and not paying attention. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. I think I got it. Pull that through. And this should pull through. Oh, maybe there was one more I had to use the actual tatting needle. There, I can get it in there better. Did that just mess it up even more? Thrilling content. You're watching an idiot take apart a knot. Okay, I think. Got it. We did it. We did it. Let's clip the end. And. All right, now I got to remember we're doing a chain. So we have to do the chain on the thread that's going to the ball of yarn, or the ball of thread, and not to the needle. And that's also what I didn't do, is I didn't reverse work. So I'm going to reverse work. Instead of doing the stitches on that thread, I got to do the stitches on that thread. Okay. Temperature's -17, feels like -26. Oh, Celsius. Ugh. Yeah, stay inside. Don't. No. That's all I gotta say is no. Okay, now we can do it correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gary? Not in these parts. Maybe parts of the state that are west of here. Oh, we're having an oh, look at that. We're gonna have to say not goodbye, but say goodbye shortly for Gary because we're gonna have an ad here in 40 seconds. So perfect timing. Gary comes in here with all that nonsense, and we have to go to ad. So I will be right back. Everybody get something to drink and stretch and all that good stuff. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sitting through that ad break. Let's see here. Knitter Girl says we have shoveled our sidewalks too, because if we don't, you get fined. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Yes, be right back. We're back. Uh, you've been nice tonight. No chaos. Yes, you have. Gary block. No, we don't have to block Gary yet. All right. While we were at break, I did finish the chain, so we did it correctly. Now I got to remember to move it to the left and reverse work. All right. We're halfway done this square. It's taking me how long to do the square? All right. So we need 8 join. Okay, we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If anybody's like interested in learning how to needle tat, I can give you a link of YouTube videos to watch. It helped me out a lot. Welcome in, Raiders. How was your stream? I was lurking in your stream, so now I can close that out. I don't need to see myself another time. Thank you for the raid, Mickey. What were you working on? What were you doing? Those of you who came in on Mickey's raid, I am the crafty crap. That's the second time. It's the second time. Earlier today, I called myself the Crafty Crub. I guess we're going to change the name of the stream. I am the Crafty Cub. Mostly crochet, but right now we are doing some needle tatting and trying to get some progress done on this. We watched Yes to the Dress and made little Toruto. Isn't that an anime? It's like this gray little blob type animal. I don't know what type of animal it is. I think I've seen that before. Probably finish it off stream. Very cool. If you have pictures, you can share it in the Discord. You know where the Discord is. Mix between a rabbit and a bear. Okay, yeah. He's kind of round and pudgy, kind of like me. And I understand if you need to raid and run and take care of post-stream things. I'm just working on this square, the one that's above me. I'm doing basically that, but I'm doing a modification. I'm adding some picos to it, and it's the same type of square that the Traveling Tatter has done. So if you've ever seen her work on her bookmarks, this is what the pattern she uses. You also went to school in -30 wind chill? Ooh. No, thank you, Knitter Girl. You're surprised you stream so long? Yeah, sometimes you just get in the groove. You just keep going and time flies. But welcome in. Thank you for the raid. That's my third raid of the night. 4 hours felt right. Yeah. That's my goal is to do about 4 hours a night. That is my goal. Originally I was doing about 2 hours. Like, no, I need to extend this a little longer. 2 hours is too short. So my goal is about 4. And then I was getting tired of camera time, so yeah, I know that feeling. sitting here in front of the camera for a while, that does drain you. Noodle Girl says we don't close down here. Yeah, I've heard that for lots of places that are used to lots of snow and cold weather, that you just keep, because if you close down, then you would never ever get anything done. All right. Where was I? 8, join. Okay. But yes, Mickey, if you need to raid and run, feel free. If you need to lurk. Am I the only person sometimes cries watching Say Yes to the Dress? I've never seen an episode. I know what it is, but I've never seen an episode. 1, 2, 3. Now we need a Pico. And 3. 1, 2, 3. And a Pico and 3. 1, 2. It's fun. I don't know, it just makes me envision having your own wedding one day. I gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I've never seen that show. Alrighty. Thanks again for the raid. I appreciate that. And like I said, if you have any pictures, feel free to pop those in the Discord at any time. Gonna take care of some things? Nope, I totally get that. I do that too when I raid into somebody. Mainly eat. And that's what I'm gonna do when I get done here tonight. I am hungry. It's been a few hours since I had lunch. Okay. So we did that ring, and now this is the middle ring. So it's 3 and joining Pico. 1, 2, 3. Do it joining Pico. And it's 6 sets of 2 separated by Pico. So we need to do 2. 1, 2. That would Pico. 1, 2. And a Pico. 2. That's 3 sets. Pico. 2. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Pico. 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be our 6 sets. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pico and 3. 2, 3. Let's double check. 3 joining Pico, and then 6 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3. Okay. Think got it right. One more little ring for this grouping. And it's 3 and join. 1, 2, 3. Do the join thingy. And it's 3 picot, 3 picot, 3 picot. Two, 3 picot. So 1, 2, 3 picot, and then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 joining picot, 3 picot 3, and then picot and 8. So 1, 2. Yes. Way. My next thing I want to try to learn with needle tatting is a split ring. I haven't done that yet. But that's not on this pattern. I'm just going to practice when I do that. Now we're on the correct thread, the ball thread to do the chain. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. Hey there, Cabanosi Cruncher. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. WFH. I don't know what WFH means. Okay. I'm third of the way done. Oh, working from home. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you decided to pop in and lurk while you're working from home. I'm just doing some needle tatting. I am the Crafty Cub if you're new here. Mostly crochet, but I am doing other fiber arts. I'm a fan of the fiber arts. I am a fiber fiend, and I'm doing some needle tatting. But enjoy your lurk. So now we got to do 8 join picot, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do embroidery and sewing myself. I'm already following because I came in from a a couple weeks ago. Well, thank you. Yeah, I plan on at some point doing some embroidery on on stream. Um, it's been a long time since I've done any of that type of thing. I think that stuff is really cool. We are going to do some needlepoint next week. I've been putting it off. Life has gotten in the way. So we're doing that. I've done cross stitch. We'll bring that to the stream. All the fiber arts. I'm going to try to get better at knitting. That's what I really need to do. Is need to break out those knitting needles and practice. So many things I got to practice. Not enough time in the day. There's not enough time in the day to do all the crafts I want to do, or to watch all the streamers that are doing cool things. I'm like, I want to watch them and them and them and them. And yeah, it's not possible. Okay, so 8 joining picot, 3 picot 3. This is actually the biggest problem in life right now. Not enough time in the day. Yeah. 1. And this is a hobby, a craft that I just learned a few weeks ago. Was tatting. The traveling tatters inspired me to shuttle tat, which I've learned the basics. I need more practice with it. And then I was like, oh, let's look into needle tatting, and it does the same thing. So I've kind of been picking that up, but I do need to go back to the shuttle. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 8 joining picot, 3 picot 3, picot 3. 2, 3. 8 joining 3 picot. Okay. Yep, did that right. Sometimes I amaze myself that I'm actually doing it, counting correctly. Now we need to do the corner one, and that's 3 joining. Get that part done first. 1, 2, 3. We're going to join 6 sets of 2 separated by picots. So we need to do the 2. 1, 2, and then a picot. 1, 2, so that's 2 sets. Picot. 1, 2, picot. 2. How many sets we got? 1, 2, 3. We got 4 sets. 2 more sets. 2, picot. 2. Double check. 3 join. There's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a picot and 3. 1, 2, 3. We can make this ring. Oh, everything's all getting twisted around. Ah, losing my hook. I'm getting better with these. And that one's not perfect. Oh, well, I can fluff those possibly. Open them up a little better. I'll do that when I'm done. Now, this one, which is 3 join. 1, 2, 3. And that there. Now it's 3 pico, 3 pico. 1, 2, 3 pico. 2. Oh, that pico's way too big. Yeah, we can't have a pico that big. Well, we could, but we don't want it that big. 3, 3 join, 3 pico, 3 pico. And then it's 8. 2, 3. Oh, no, 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 no. No, it's not that. Glad I caught myself now because I have to join this to this other ring. This is the tricky part. Okay. Let's get that underneath. That needs to go underneath there. Three, join, 3 join, 3. Now we need wait. Do a join. This side. Yeah. That'll work. And now we can do 8. So wait, 3 join, 3 pico. Wait a minute. I want to make certain that this is going to form the ring correctly. What I got to do, I got to bring that to that side. Now do this. I think that was my problem last time, is that chain thread wasn't in the right spot. Yeah, because then when I close that up, reverse work. Yeah. I got it. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, when I form that, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's gonna be in the right position. If not, I'm not gonna be happy. All right, tighten it. Uh-oh. Did I? Wait, why did... Okay. It worked! It worked! Okay. Reverse work. That goes over there. Yeah. Okay. Why is it so cold? Winter. Because I know, okay, you know why it's so cold? Because the part of the world that you are in is further away from the sun. That's part of it. Sounds good to me. So we're going to do the chain, and that's going to go around this. And that's going to... Wait a minute. Wait. It's going to curve. Am I doing this the... Supposed to... Wait. Hold on. Got done that. We flip. It had to be on the other side. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't need that much thread. And this is the end of this piece right anyway. Oh, and there, what do you know? There's a knot in here. Let me see if I can work the knot out. Yeah, I worked the knot out. Okay, I'm cutting that anyway. And it needs to come through this side. Yeah. I had the chain thread on the wrong side, but easily fixed. Bring that through to there. Yeah, because the chain's curved to the right, and I gotta make it correct. So if I did it the other way, it'd curve the other way, and it wouldn't. And this be here? No, that actually. Wait, did that just flip? It did twist, but that's least of my worries. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. That can all go right through that. Okay. Now I need to join. And this is the part I don't like. I could do it. I'll do it with this needle if I can. I gotta join it into here. Keep tying off and ending this thread. Yeah, I know. It is not my favorite part. Okay, I want to go under that stitch. That's also why I have a really long tail when I start, because I don't like adding more thread. I mean, it can be done, but I hate it. Okay, that ring. Oh, no, I think we got it. Gonna attempt to weave in my ends using this needle. If not, I can get a thinner needle, a little bit sharper needle. Yeah, let's get a different needle. Man, it's pretty much done. I just gotta secure the end. And this is just one square. Eventually, I'll probably make at least another one and try to connect the two squares together. I could connect it to the purple one. Well, I should have done that when I was making this, but the purple one doesn't have the same amount of picots as this one does, because this one's like the modified. Can't get the needle through these stitches. The eye of the needle is just a little too big, but I got it. I got it. Yeah, curling a lot. I should have done it a different way. I don't like the way it's twisting. Probably borked it somehow. Yeah, I don't like the cold either. I mean, I don't mind it cool, like above freezing. I think everybody, or most people, are experiencing this cold. Okay. Probably going to go back and do something with the tail later. Let me get the other tail kind of started. Cut that. And it doesn't help that it's so tiny that I can't really see where to weave it in. Why it's curling and twisting so much. I think I had to do how I join that last ring to the first ring. Okay. Well, I'll finish off the tails off stream. Comment. My first one looked a little bit better. But I did it. I did the thing. I need more practice. Yeah, the first one looks a lot better. All right. It's good. It's good enough for now. I'll pay more attention to it. Yeah. That, maybe blocking might help it too. Alrighty, I think I am gonna go and find somebody to raid. I am getting very hungry. Let me put my needle away so I don't lose it because it's very thin and I don't want to step on it. Let's switch over to that screen and move things around. Alrighty, thanks everybody for thank you for the gong, Gary. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me tonight. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun showing everybody how to do cabling in crochet and work on more of tatting, which I'm still not happy with it, but I'll figure it out. Alrighty. Everybody, check out my YouTube channel. If you want to see previous streams, I've got over 180, maybe more, maybe close to 200 videos over there, all previous streams. You can go back and watch some of the things that I have done and made over the year, and some craziness and chaos and antics that have happened. So they're all recorded. So check all of that out. Check out my, if I can spell, my Discord. Like seeing what everybody is working on or their areas. If you want to take pictures of a leaf or a tree or a broken down car or whatever. So share everything that you want to that you feel like sharing over there. We have a place for recipes, for patterns of any sort, not just fiber arts. What else over there? Resources that you can check out, other links to other streamers and to other places online, either blogs, YouTube channels, all of that good stuff. And while we're at it, I mentioned it earlier today. Check out my merch store. You too can show off your pride of being a dirty hooker. It's a good way to support the stream besides sending money to Twitch and myself. Throw money over at my Teespring store, and you can get something in return for your support. So Twitch doesn't take a cut of it. I'm grateful for Twitch, but again, it's another, you get something in return for your support. Need to work on more designs. I've been promising a Granny Karen design. I need to actually do that. Now that the holidays are over, I need to focus on Granny Karen. What else was I going to say? Oh, keep in mind the end of the month. I think it's the 28th. Yes, Sunday, January 28th at 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be streaming. There will be no crafts on that stream. It is going to be my Maryland themed stream. I do live in the state of Maryland here in the United States. So there was some interest in my state where I live. So tune in for that. You can learn a little about my area. It's going to be a monthly thing. I think once a month we're going to do a area, region, stream that you can check out where I live. Alrighty, we're gonna go find somebody to raid. But before that, let me get the raid calls. So that is the raid call for followers. If you are a follower, and let me get the copy, the command. Well, it is a command. The raid call if you are a subscriber. That is the raid call for subscribers. Gary says, closing the eyes. Literature tonight. Everyone have a blessed night. Lots of love and safe and be warm. Don't put the shovel up yet. Yes. Winter is not over yet. So let me see. I don't even know who is on at the moment. Where? Wait a minute. I got to go over. Okay, they're streaming. We are probably going to go to them. Oh. Where's my thing? Okay. Let's see. Let me turn off my music. Turn my music off. We're going to go and double check to see who was on my list. Actually, I know who we're going to go raid. We are going to go raid somebody who is crocheting. We're going to go raid Noki of Azeroth. They are a member of the Makers and Crafters Society, a really cool chill stream. They are working on a blanket. So again, copy those raid calls, and let me get the raid set up. Okay, I can spell it right. Stick around for the raid. Show them some love. I will be on. No, I won't. Granny Karen will be on tomorrow night. I have no idea what she is working on. She's got, I guess, something up her sleeve. So stick around and chat with her. Well, stick around for the raid, but tune in tomorrow night for Granny Karen. She hasn't been on in a while. She hasn't been on since before the holidays. That was the last time she was on. I don't even know what she was working on. Thank you for streaming. It was fun listening. Yeah, no, I'm glad that you were here. And thank you for the raid. I want to thank Break Crochet for the raid, and Mickey. I don't even know your Mickey underscore 007. Thanks everybody for rating my channel, and everybody else for hanging out with me, putting up with me on my nonsense. So stick around for the raid. We're gonna go and wish Noki. Well, give Noki some love, and as I always say, happy crafting.